See, many people may look at the word slavery and assume that this type of slavery is the same type of slavery that occurred against African Americans in the 1700s and 1800s.
What?
They might assume that the Israelites, when given the ability, would just take any free person they could find to be their slave for all of eternity. A little exaggeration, but somewhere along the lines.
Okay.
A key thing to understand, as said in previous videos, you can't make the claim that African American slavery and the slavery recorded in the Bible are the same.
We are different people.
Just look at Exodus chapter 21 verse 16. Now one who kidnaps someone, whether he sells him as he is found in his possession, shall certainly be put to death. This seems like a simple verse to understand. Don't kidnap people or buy or sell people who were kidnapped. But if you watch the previous video, you'll see how I used the Greek Septuagint to help understand the context of the verse. According to the Britain Septuagint translation, this verse instead reads, "Whoever shall steal one of the children of Israel and prevails over him and sells him, and he be found with him, let him certainly die." Which also is verse 17 and is switched position with the other verse. This verse seems to state that kidnapping law only applies to the children of Israel. First, just like as I stated in the previous video, opening word. I bet that caught your attention, since most people leave the video after 1 minute. If you like the video, hit the like button somewhere right here. I'll probably move my finger somewhere. If you're gonna comment agreeing or disagreeing, sure, I'll try to respond. Unless you call me a liar or it's like 100 comments in, then it ain't worth my time anymore. Or subscribe, it helps. That's all I got. Back to the video. King James only, Septuagint only, NSAB only reader. They might have different variances, but the message still stays the same. The Septuagint is just a translation and doesn't provide the ultimate authority.
No.
While it can provide useful insights, it should not be viewed as the final word in any given verse. However, for this discussion, we'll assume the Septuagint rendering of Exodus chapter 21 verse 16 is accurate.
Yeah, boy.
A common misinterpretation of this law is that it only prohibits the kidnapping of Israelites, implying that it's permissible to kidnap non-Israelites. This is a misunderstanding. To illustrate, consider this analogy. If a person tells their child not to bully their sibling, it doesn't mean that that child is free to bully others. The principle of not bullying applies universally, just as the principle of not kidnapping does. You can make the case that the Lord was particularly talking to his children when making this law. However,
But wait! There's more!
kidnapping is a version of stealing and is not commanded from the Lord. In both the Greek and Hebrew, the words for steal and kidnap are closely related. The Greek word for klepto and the Hebrew word for ganav are both used for stealing and kidnapping. I mean, kidnapping is a form of stealing. This aligns with the commandment in Exodus chapter 20 verse 15. You shall not steal. Stealing in its broadest sense involves taking something that rightfully belongs to someone else without their consent. In the case of kidnapping, what is being stolen is a person's freedom and dignity. This is a grave offense that violates not only the victim's rights, but also the fundamental principles of justice and respect for human life. In conclusion, while Exodus chapter 21 verse 16 in the Septuagint specifically mentions the prohibition against kidnapping children of Israel, there are other passages and verses that condone stealing in a general sense. God has given laws against stealing, including kidnapping.